We continue now with our coverage of Eldorado Park and the protests that have been taking place there. Earlier on today, we saw Police Minister Bheki Cele visiting the family of Nathaniel Julius. Yesterday, we saw MEC Faith Mazibuko as well on the ground. Malu, you are still outside the police station there in Eldorado Park. Now, part of the entourage and part of the groups of people that were there with the minister today were none other than the South African Human Rights Commission. Tell us a bit more about that.
That's right. The Human Rights Commission, Tammy, has also been on the ground here. I suppose then part of what they'll be looking into is whether any rights have been violated here. I suppose when somebody has died and died in the way this teenager has died, his rights were violated. In fact, his right to life has been taken away, and the residents here saying that that right was taken away by a police officer, somebody who was meant to protect the teenager. A teenager, residents say, was defenseless, and of course a lot of community members are still outside the police station. This is where I'm made to believe one of the community leaders who was arrested is still there. In fact, I had a conversation with that community leader 10 minutes before he was arrested, saying that if the police officer who was involved in the killing of Nathaniel Julius is not arrested today, residents will continue to take to the streets. And of course, we saw yesterday, Tammy, residents, taking to the streets, demanding justice for this teenager. I want to bring in somebody, a resident also here in this community. I'm going to ask you, ma'am, to please say your name and your surname and tell me about your T-shirt. I'm going to ask you to please not disturb us. So please, I'm begging. Please, ma'am, say your name.
Raveen Dooms.
Tell me about your T-shirt.
See, yesterday when I woke up and I read the news, I felt moved because he couldn't speak. As we read the story, he couldn't speak. He was violated, and then afterwards he was abused, and then nothing was done about it. So if we don't get justice, when are we going to get justice? Not so long ago, I was shot by a police as well. Same guy. And when we came down here, they were swaying at my mother, calling my mother names, and we always labeled as uneducated. We labeled as, sorry to say this, but rape victims. We rape children and all of that. So if we're not going to stand up for each other, how are we going to receive justice if we're not the ones that stand up for ourselves?
Do you get a sense that it could have been any one of you?
It could have been my brother. He's the same age as my brother. But because I don't even know him, but the pain. That's how I felt. When I woke up, I cried. I won't lie, I cried. So it could have been my brother, it could have been my cousin, could have been my uncle, whoever. I feel the pain. I don't even have to know him personally.
Yeah. There's a lot. One of the things that community members keep on saying here is that they don't feel safe at the hands of the police and that the police are not serving them. Is that also how you feel?
That's how I feel, yes. Yeah. Because, like I said, when I was shot, there was a whole commotion here, but it was quiet in our area. I went to the shop, I came back, and I got shot here with a rubber bullet. I didn't do anything. They're supposed to protect us and serve us. That's not what they're doing.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, Tammy. That's the sentiment, really, that you get when you speak to each and every resident in this in this community. And of course, you can hear one of the residents now saying that they must release Majid. And they've been calling for his release. I mean, since when they heard about his arrest, even when the minister was here, they called for the release of Majid, saying that they don't understand why he was arrested. Please come talk to me. Please come talk to me. Hold on. Okay, let me pose a question. You're saying he must be released. Why is it important to you that he's released?
Well, he's a community leader, and all of us stand behind Majid. The thing is, Majid plays a big role, and not one of our community leaders came to speak or do something. Even yes guys that work under him, that guy was with us through the whole struggle, so I think they should release him.
Do you think that they arrested him to intimidate you as the community?
That's what we think, yes. Yes, I'm 100% sure that's why they arrested him.
Let's say they don't release him when you want him now. What's going to happen?
I'm really not sure. I can't let you know, but I'm sure that some people are gonna be frustrated and some, or there might be fire or something. I don't know, because they said they're gonna burn down the police station, so I don't know.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. All right, Tammy, that's one of the residents really explaining why it's so important that their community leader is released. Of course, outside the police station, you can see there's a lot of residents that are outside, but also there's a lot of police officers. Most of these residents, I can tell you without a doubt, Tammy, they want to hear when Majid will be released from custody. Tammy?
Certainly those are the questions, Malungelo, that the community members are asking. Now, I know we've been waiting in anticipation as far as IPID is concerned. According to the Minister of Police, they were supposed to come and visit the area and visit the family at around 2 p.m. this afternoon. Do we have any word on that, any progress on that front from what you know?
Well, Tammy, we're not sure whether the officials from IPID have arrived as yet. They're expected, as you rightfully said, to arrive at around 2 o'clock to go and interact with the family. But I'll tell you this, the police minister did say that there's at least three investigators from IPID that have been assigned to deal with this particular case. We know yesterday that one of them was actually in this community and also tried to interact with some of the community members and asking them really to stay calm so that they can be able to investigate this matter. And of course, the police minister also appealing to community members to come forward really with any information that can assist in the investigation. And of course, the police minister also confirming that the police who is involved, or the police officer who is accused of killing the teenager, is still on duty. Tammy?
Well, thank you very much, Malungelo. We'll continue touching base and feeling the pulse of Eldorado Park this afternoon. That's our Malungelo Booi, who has been spending the day at Eldorado Park, following up the developments on the killing of Nathaniel Julius and the community's call for justice. And this justice includes the release of one of their leaders, Majid.